Hello everyone and welcome back to more Fantasy Life. It is time for the final house recipe video, and depending on what you like to craft, this might be the best one out of all of them. We're going to cover all of the exclusive house recipes for the Tailor Life, which most of these are actually pretty cool equipment pieces. So if you like to make those, this is going to be a pretty good video for you. And always, first off, I'm going to cover how to actually get these recipes. After that, I'm going to show you every single one and also the materials required to craft them. So let's go over here. We have the Tailor resident Shay. She was working at her crafting bench, and when you see her working at this thing, she's gonna give you a recipe. So over here she gave me the ceiling boots recipe, so right now I'm only missing one. If you want to keep track of all of the recipes that you're missing, I have linked a Google sheet in the description down below. So after obtaining a recipe, you can no longer obtain another one in that same day, meaning that right now we will have to do some time traveling. I'm playing on Switch, so what you want to do is just head over to the system settings, go all the way down to system and date and time. After that, we want to go backwards in time, because in Fantasy Life you never want to go a day forward, at least not beyond the actual date it is today, because if you do so, your cash nut stalls will stop working correctly. So just go a day backwards and keep toggling between one day backwards and the actual day it is. So right now I'm just gonna do that. Let's go back to the 1st of August, and that's everything we need to do. Just go back into your game, leave the building, because every time you leave or enter a building, the game will recognize it as a new day. So that's how you change dates and make it so you can get a recipe again in this game. But let's talk about what you actually have to do to get these exclusive Tailor recipes. The most important thing is you want to have exactly one crafter on the entire island. So over here you can have a total of 6 houses with 6 residents in them, and Shay over here is the only crafting resident that I have. And of course for this video she needs to be of the Tailor Life if you want the Tailor recipes. So all of the other ones are going to be of the Gathering or Combat lives. Then you should know that every single real life day there's a couple of events that can happen over here on your island. One of them actually just happened, and that was Monica running up to me telling me that she wanted to give me something. So let's go ahead and do that. She's gonna give me an item, 3 antidote berries, so that's good. That's an event that has happened, and that cannot happen again in this same day. Another thing that could happen is one of your villagers giving you an emote, or like teaching you a new emote. And then the final thing that can happen is one of your villagers giving you a recipe. Only one of these events can happen at the same time, so you always want to check for your villagers teaching you an emote or giving you an item. And if that is not the case, your crafter is most likely inside of their house ready to give you a recipe. Another really important thing that you want to take note of though is that over here, as you can see, Shay is having a request for me. If this happens, the only thing you need to do is actually go talk to her and accept the request. After that, you immediately want to go to quests and abandon it. So the crafter cannot have any requests going on. If they do have one going on, you just want to accept and abandon it right away. And then what you need to do to update the in-game events is just sleep inside of a bed. And right now, since I already have all of the emotes, it is impossible for one of the villagers to give one to me. And I already encountered the event where one of the villagers gives me an item. There is literally no other possible event that could happen than Shay right now crafting at her table and giving me something. So let's go talk to her and claim my final recipe, which is going to be the Pirate Princess gloves. Okay, pretty cool. So with that is going to be the final time I have to do the house recipe explanation. I really hope everyone understands how you actually need to do this stuff. It really isn't that difficult once you've done it a couple of times, but if you start out doing these for the first time, I can understand that it feels a little overwhelming. Anyways, without any further ado, let's finally get to checking out all of the different Tailor recipes. We're gonna go through these in alphabetical order, so let's start off with the Corsage over here. It's gonna be a pretty basic accessory, not providing you with a lot of defense, but it does look pretty cute. You need 2 dandelion cotton and 1 red anthurium to make this. Up next is gonna be a really cool recipe, the Dragonslayer's cape. The other Dragonslayer equipment pieces that you see over here are actually blacksmith exclusive recipes, so you can check out my blacksmith video if you haven't done so yet and you want these recipes. But the cape is a Tailor exclusive. You need 3 cashmere, 1 platinum ingot, and 1 Snapdragon's teardrop to make this one. Up next, let's cover the Royal Pomme series of equipment. These are pretty much the equipment pieces that make you look like Laura. Up first, we have the Royal Pomme Beret. Pretty cute. You will need 3 gold ingots, 1 cherry branch, and 1 spiritual powder for this one. The Royal Pomme boots will require 3 beast hide, 2 wool, and 1 spiritual powder. The coolest piece, the Royal Pomme clothes, require 3 silk, 1 cherry branch, and 1 spiritual powder. And then finally, the Royal Pomme gloves require 3 3 beast hide, 1 life force cluster, and 1 spiritual powder. By the way, if you want to check where you can get any of these materials, the only thing you need to do is press ZL to go to material info, and after that you can toggle between the different places you get them over here. So the beast hide you can get in a couple of different locations, the life force cluster as well, and same with the spiritual powder, but for this one you will actually need to beat enemies, so you can't just buy this from shops. Also, apparently I do not have these ordered in alphabetical order, so never mind what I said. We're gonna cover the Dark Sultan series next. This one is flipping badass. This looks so amazing. First up, we have the Dark Sultan's outfit, and you will need 3 shadow soaked hide, 1 gold ingot, 1 dark monster core, 1 dragon skull, and 2 evil shards to make this recipe. That is very expensive, but fair enough, it is a very cool looking armor piece. The Dark Sultan's bangles require 3 gold ingots, 1 shadow mana, 1 Sultan heart, 1 dragon vertebrae, and 1 evil shard. Yet again, a pretty expensive recipe. Don't mind the 999 Sultan hearts, I obviously item do. And then the final piece, the Dark Sultan's boots. These require 3 shadow soaked hide, 1 gold ingot, 1 Sultan stone, 1 dragon leg bone, and 2 evil shards. So you're gonna need a lot of evil shards to make this series, which this one obviously makes you look like Damon the Dark Sultan in Fantasy Life. Up next we have the Sealing Robe, which this one requires 3 shadow soaked hide, 2 black wool, and 1 dark stone. So not too difficult to make, and the other equipment piece related to this one is the Sealing Boots. You'll need 3 shadow soaked hide, 2 black wool, 2 demonic powder, and 1 giant tail to make this. I believe this equipment series makes you look like Colin the Magician. I definitely prefer the Dark Sultan's series though. Up next we have another series of equipment that makes you look like Snow the Mercenary, which I think looks insanely cool. Let's start off with the Merc Idol's Beret. You'll need 3 silk, 1 great spirit flower, and 1 divine ribbon for this. So aside from the great spirit flower, not that difficult. The main piece, the Merc Idol's dress, requires 3 silk and 1 nearly invisible teardrop. Also not that difficult to make for how cool this actually looks in my opinion. The Merc Idol's gloves require 3 silk, 1 spiritual powder, and 1 star cluster. And finally, the Merc Idol's boots require 3 silk, 1 spiritual powder, and 1 star cluster as well. So for how insanely cool this series looks, you really don't need a lot of exclusive materials. The only things are the nearly invisible teardrop and the great spirit flower, both boss crop exclusive materials, but you only need 1 of them. So if you really want to look like Snow, you can very easily make this armor piece, provided you already have the recipes, of course. Not all of the Tailor recipes are equipment pieces though, some of them are also just decorations, such as the light blue tapestry over here. That's going to be a wall decor. You need 2 woven straw fabric and 1 blue anthurium to make this. The Q-Druck is a matte decoration, which only requires 3 dandelion cotton. Up next we have the spiral mat. This one requires 3 woven straw fabrics and 1 antipara berries. Another mat over here, the straw rug, requires 3 woven straw fabric and 1 straw thread. The flowery rug requires 1 pink silk and 1 cherry branch. This is actually a pretty expensive rug. The soft rush rug requires 1 marine silk and 2 woven straw fabric. The fish for life flag wall decor, which looks pretty good in my opinion, requires 3 wool, 1 sunny cotton, and 2 marine thread. And then the final decoration piece, the Swordfish Tapestry, requires 3 sunny cotton, 1 starry thread, and 2 silk thread. Pretty easy to make. And then the final 4 recipes of the video are going to be part of the same series, and that's going to be the Pirate Princess series, which makes you look like Olivia the Pirate, also a very important character in the previous Fantasy Life game. Up first we have the Pirate Princess head, which requires 3 marine silk, 1 monster hide, and 1 glittering coral. The main piece, the Pirate Princess dress, requires 3 marine silk, 2 monster hide, 1 glittering coral, and 2 pirate captain buttons. Then we have the Pirate Princess gloves, which require 3 marine silk, 1 monster hide, 1 glittering coral, and 2 metal buttons. And finally we have the Pirate Princess boots, which require 3 marine silk, 1 monster hide, and 1 glittering coral. So all of these are really not that difficult to make, which is very surprising because I actually really like this equipment piece. By far the most expensive series to make was the Dark Sultan series, over here with the evil shards and the Sultan stones and Sultan hearts. Normally very difficult materials to get a hold of, but other than this series, all of the equipment pieces were actually pretty easy to make. So with that, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what your favorite recipe was, and if you already have all of the request and house recipes just like me. It does take quite some time to actually get all of these, but it is something you definitely have to do if you want to 100% the game, in my opinion. So let me know how far along you are with collecting all of these. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more stuff just like this, definitely don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Not even 5% of the people watching my videos are actually subscribed, so I would appreciate it a lot if you would do so. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, later. Bye.